Thank you, Bwana SG. People power. Our power. People power. NUP. Everywhere. Everywhere. NUP. We want to welcome our leaders from across Kampala. I don't know if the SG or the Deputy SG mentioned. We have begun to meet our leaders at various levels, and we want to keep doing this regionally, sub-regionally if you like. And so we have started with Kampala as the sub-region. Our leaders are flag bearers, those who went through, those who were rigged out, our mobilization leaders at various levels. So we started with Kampala as the sub-region to connect with them, to keep moving. There's a lot of work that has got to be done, and that's what the people of Uganda expect of us. Yes, they saw the way the election did happen, and that chapter has not been closed. So for that chapter not to be closed, we have got to keep connecting and readying ourselves for the task ahead. That's an expectation by the people of Uganda. So we have begun with Kampala, and the sub-region will be meeting our leaders from the various other regions to connect and see how we continue to move. We, as a party, want to appreciate the voices that keep coming through. You see, this election was a very tumultuous election. The brutality that happened, the rigging, the interferences at various levels, people winning, they've got their DR forms clearly showing they're leading, and the EC officials choose to declare whoever it is. We have had some voices speak out against all of these injustices. Religious leaders, cultural leaders, and other opinion leaders, and we want to appreciate them. And as we appreciate them, we want to call on the other leaders that fall in those categories to keep speaking out. You see, this country, the betterment of this country is for the good of all of us, not just the opposition, not just for the national unity platform, for all of us. And so we get bothered sometimes when we hear deafening silence, whether it be from religious circles, cultural circles, and elsewhere. Those who speak out, we are grateful. Our hope is that the others will speak out too. Never have we really expected religious, cultural, and opinion leaders to speak out in support of NUP as a political party. No, but good governance is for all of us. When a country is badly governed, all of us will be affected. Journalists are nowadays beaten. Why? Because of bad governance. Religious leaders are no exception. We saw how a religious leader, a Catholic father, was abducted. So silence presupposes that this is only business for NUP and the opposition. No, this is business for all of us, and we should all make our contribution. So we would like to continuously call upon everybody with a platform, religious leaders, cultural leaders, opinion leaders. Don't wait for your turn to be abducted to happen. Because if you don't speak out for those who are being abducted now, for those against whom injustice is being meted out now, when the time comes and you are facing it rough, no one will be there to speak for you. So it's got to be collective efforts. The siege at our president's home continues to happen by police and the military. We have had some few spokespersons of government previously say, well, no one is looking for the Honorable Kyagulanyi. He is free to be at his home and so on, but the siege continues to happen. The military and police are still heavily deployed outside his home, inside his compound as well. That continues to happen today. The state has yet to tell us what they are doing there. We want to know. And if there's no clarity about what you're doing there, please leave. There's a lot of work that security forces should be engaged in. There's insecurity happening in the city and in our country, as you have been seeing. There's a lot of theft, robberies, armed robberies, panga wielding men. We have seen the videos, hacking people, stealing their property and so on. All this is security. This insecurity is what you should be engrossing yourselves in. Not camping at the home of somebody who is now not even there. His family is not even there because you have intimidated them, beaten them up, assaulted them. That's why they are not there. So that barracks, that whole barracks that is deployed at our president's home, should be deployed within the city to keep law and order, to make sure people's property is safe, that panga wielding men are not hacking them and all of that. Get busy with things that concern you. And security does concern you. So we still demand that that siege ends, because there's no reason why they continue to be there. We have said severally, if there is any offense that they think our president committed, do summon him, issue summons, he will show up. Of course, the biggest offense for which he is charged now is challenging Mr. Museveni and his regime. That is the offense. And that's the offense of our other political prisoners. Our leaders at various levels, that are our deputy presidents, leaders at various levels. There are those who have been in jail for now 6 years. The Machetes, the Kalanzis, that entire team. 6 years you're holding on to somebody. For 6 years you have not adduced any evidence against them, not an iota of evidence against them. 6 years. Really. Does not make sense at all. We continue to demand the release of these people. And as has been mentioned, yeah, we want to put the courts of law to the test again. The highest court in the land issued a directive 31st January 2025 saying civilians have no place in these military courts. It said either release them or transfer their files to civilian courts. That has not happened. These people are still being held in contempt of a court order. So we are hoping that courts will rise to the occasion and defend their sanctity. Because if the highest court in the land issues an order and it is not respected, our hope is that courts will say, no, we want our independence to be respected. Let's wait and see how that gets to happen. Finally, and maybe related to that, our courts of law are grappling with numerous pending cases. 167,000 cases are pending before our courts of law. Why? Because there's many of these people that are just held in the system there. They are kept on remand for year after year. Prosecution is not adducing any evidence. They are saying these are terrorists, they are inciting violence and so on, and all these other ridiculous offenses. No evidence is brought. We hope that courts of law can dismiss some of these. We have actually asked the courts to please dismiss these cases so that we declog the system. When you have 167,000 pending cases before you, some for years, dismiss them for want of prosecution, because prosecution is not adducing any evidence for 6 years. And look, we are not directing the courts of law, because courts of law should be operating independently. But we're also talking the law that is written in our law books. It is not proper for this to go on this way. And anyhow, as well as we have also asked court and said, dismiss these ones for want of prosecution. Our hope is that we shall see the judiciary rise to the occasion. Finally, the issue of upcoming LC elections. It's been